You see the house, you see the car, you see the success, you see the glory, you see the fame, and you see this on social media. Today I want to talk about what they don't tell you about entrepreneurship, the dark side of entrepreneurship. And of course I have my wife Jennie joining me because I think through my own path, she would be the one that could share with you what I have gone through, what we've gone through as a couple about entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship path is a very lonely path. It is a path that is not so easy. It's like the metaphor I like to use. People can see that, that man is riding on a lion. He is so brave. The man on the lion saying, how the hell did I even get on this lion? And how do I prevent myself from being eaten alive? That's entrepreneurship for you. As an entrepreneur, I think entrepreneurs, you see that we are hustling, we are working hard, we're trying to bring in revenue and make things happen and build a team and get our name out there and doing social media and try to manage everything without falling apart or before we run out of cash and run out of money. And during that time, the feeling of anxiety, it could be hopelessness, depression, worthlessness, or even sometimes suicidal thinking.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt. It's very, very real. When you see these people accomplish these things, we idolize the Steve Jobs, right? We idolize the Elon Musk. We idolize all these entrepreneurs you see on the cover of these business magazines, right? They're like, look at my success. What you don't see is what's behind. I'm not even talking about how hard they work or how much they put into the business. I'm just talking about what they've gone through psychologically and emotionally as an entrepreneur.
I guess when everybody see those images, they all see the glories. What they don't see is they don't see the darkness behind all the glories. I think Dan's mentor, Mr. Dan Pena, said it the best. Entrepreneurship
is the ability
to endure the pain
for a long period of time.
Over time.
Yeah, the ability of an entrepreneur is the number one quality, the number one characteristic of an entrepreneur, the ability to endure pain for a long period of time. And I think it's very, very true.
It doesn't matter how much money you are making or how much money you're losing.
And by the way, the more money you make, the bigger problems you have.
For sure.
They're just bigger problems, right? They just have more zeros behind it. But as an entrepreneur, you're always solving problems. One thing I've learned about in business is one problem solved will be immediately replaced by another problem, a bigger, more complex problem, right? And I remember when I was having a tough time in my business, right? And Jennie, you didn't even know this before I told you after. But one night I was in my office by myself. It was 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was crying. And I don't cry often, but I was crying by myself. And I said, it was having a downturn in my business, and I said to myself, what am I supposed to do, right? I've tried everything I possibly could. I've done as much I could, right? I've given my 100%. I'm working hard, but I just don't see a way out, and I don't see how I could turn this around, and I was stuck.
I think that was the same time when Dan's dad just passed away. So every pressure, everything he's going through in life all combined together. It's up to this point that he feels so lonely, so hopeless, that he doesn't even want to share this with me because he doesn't want me to endure the same pain he has. But afterwards we talk, we've gone through that period of time. But then what we're trying to tell you is don't focus on the glorious life. Don't focus on the star of the center, the whole thing. Focus on try to pass through this time and try to overcome everything you're going through right now, because all the things going through your life which is giving you disadvantage, it's going to be an advantage for you, but you have to overcome them.
And I think as an entrepreneur, when you are having a difficult time, when you are working so hard, want to provide for your spouse, your family, and they don't even support you. They don't understand you. They're telling you, just go get a job, get a safe, secure job, or you should give up. Why are you wasting time on this? Or they're saying that you don't spend time with us anymore. What they don't understand is you are an entrepreneur. You're building a business. You're trying to build a better future. No one would understand you. So when you're going through a tough time, nobody understands you. When you're going through a good time, when business is going well, it's not like there's a lot of people you could share with, right? You're not going to share with your employees because they probably don't get it, right? You're not going to share sometimes maybe with a family, but they may or may not understand what you're doing or what you're working on. So you cannot share your struggles, and you cannot quite share with your success either.
It's funny, like the other day we just had a conversation with Dan's mom, which is my mother-in-law. And then Dan's mom's like, son, you're doing all these things and then we're making the money way more than we need. Then why you still want to build your business to the next level? Can we just be comfortable? Can we just be where we are? Can we just enjoy the life? Let's don't pursue for more.
Because my mom knows the stress, the price that we have to pay.
All the sacrifices.
All the sacrifice. She already saw how much sacrifice I have to make, and she knows that to go to the next level, the sacrifices that I have to make to go to the next level. I.e. even just the amount of, because my mom follows me on social media, and just the amount of haters and criticism that we get, because as you get more popular, as you get more exposure, it's all part of it, right? When, let's say if my video, my work is being watched, let's say by 1 million people a month, right? If 1% of those people hate you, that's 10,000 people. That's a lot of people hating you, right? But that's all part of it. So my mom was having that conversation, and if I was just to do it for money, I could have stopped many years ago.
Yes.
I don't need to do any of this. If just for like a lifestyle, right? So I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for a bigger purpose, right? I'm doing it for legacy. I'm doing it for impact.
That's the thing about entrepreneurship is when you invest more and more yourself into this, you realize you are actually holding a big responsibility to change the society. You are not doing just for yourself. In the beginning, maybe you just want to do this for money, but after you get more and more into this, you're getting more rewards from this, not just money. I'm talking about maybe more significance, or maybe more recognition, maybe respect from other people, or even you sometimes impact other people's life. When you're on this track, you cannot just stop because the reward is way much more than just the money itself.
It's not just the money, because if it's the money, a lot of entrepreneurs, even you see it could be the top, the Forbes 500, most of them could stop. And and some the poor people might say that it's because they're greedy. It's not because they're greedy. They don't spend that much. Look at Warren Buffett, right? I don't spend that much, even though I have a very good life. I mean, I have my $8 breakfast.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, it's
At
not.
the end of the day, we're still just human beings.
Yeah.
All we need is the basic human needs.
Yeah,
it's all the same.
You drive one car, you sleep on one bed.
Exactly.
Right? Even if you stay in a 5-star hotel, it's still one bed. Like the difference is not a huge amount. Once you get over that certain amount, the comfort, anything above that, you don't really spend it, right? So why do we do it? It's not because of that. We do it because I believe it is a self-discovery process. It's actually a self-actualization process to see what is my limit, what is my potential, how do I realize my full potential, and how could I impact a lot of people. It's interesting, I just saw a comment this morning through YouTube that when I'm making videos and people watching video, and if you've been watching my video for some time, comment below and let me know that my work is impacting a lot of people, right? And then I would have, at the same time, the same amount of people, like the haters, they criticize, right? Where like, oh, Dan, you're this or you're that, or even sometimes attacking Jennie, which I don't appreciate, where I'm like, I don't need anything from you, right? It's like, oh, you're trying to sell your book, then don't buy my fucking book. What do I care? You know what I mean? But it is like that. Or I even saw sometimes haters where, oh yeah, this is a funny one. I rented the Bentley for a day to film video.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this penthouse is Airbnb.
Yeah.
I think the haters just overestimate their importance. Trust me, I'm not doing it for the haters. This is just my life. I'm just inviting my students, my fans to be part of it.
And I want you guys
I'm
to
just living
know
life.
for all the positive comments, we are reading it, every single one of them. I'm reading it, every single one of them. I really appreciate what we're doing is essentially just for you, not for the haters.
Correct.
So that's why we're doing this all for you. And I want you to know on this journey, become an entrepreneur, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough, it's gonna be full of surprises. Only a few good surprises most of the time are bad, really bad surprises. So you have to be prepared for that. And then be very patient about it, and also notice when you get any rewards from it, it's just gonna be a bonus. Don't chase the thing, but then chase for the journey of the whole transformation.
Because the problem is when you see someone on social media, they have that good life, and you believe I could have that too, and you could have that too. But you might not have that in a year. You might not have that in 3 years. You might not even have that for 10 years. But when you look at that, it's so easy. It is not easy. It is tough as hell to be an entrepreneur. It's tough as hell to make a business successful. So when you are becoming an entrepreneur, when you are an entrepreneur, just mentally be prepared. Have that mental toughness. It's gonna be hard as hell. And you're gonna pay some serious price. You're gonna make some serious sacrifices. And it's going to be lonely. And people will judge you. They'll judge you, they'll criticize before you're successful. They will still judge and criticize you after you're successful. And chances are, your family may or may never understand you, even before your success or even after your success.
And then some
That's
of your good friends, they will
you might lose some of your good friends.
You'll never be friends ever again.
Ever again. It's just the way it is. It is just life. So you have to make that decision. I cannot make that decision for you. Jennie cannot make that decision for you. You have to make that decision, and you have to adjust that expectations.
Yes.
Have a realistic expectations, knowing how tough this is. Nobody talks about this. Everyone wants to talk about how I make more money. Look at my life. Look at how fucking awesome it is. I'm talking about it is so tough. When you see Michael Jordan winning, you don't see the hours and years of practice he put in. When nobody's watching, when he was by himself just shooting the hoops, practicing. The few minutes of glory you see me on stage, what you don't see is that sweat and tears and blood off the stage. So remember that. You cannot have the glory if you don't have the guts.